just got home from work. Gonna walk up to the window. On the way to work. Driving to work. And at an intersection, I saw someone running out onto the street in front of me. As I went through an intersection, there was someone running out on the street in front of me with a blue shirt, and then there was someone else jogging up the sidewalk with a red shirt. And that's just what you do. You just go out jogging in a red shirt and a blue shirt, and you just synchrolate on me, and they're syncing right now. I'm driving a bike out. There's another car driving out of the parking lot, and there's another car driving out of the other parking lot, and they're syncing out in their syncer vehicles, running their sync shows outside. You know, people are just gonna come out here and put on red shirts and sync out in front of me on the street as I go through the intersection. Oh, and this car's got one headlight pulling out of the parking lot, and another car is coming into the parking lot synced with it. As he's going out of the parking lot with the one headlight car, the other car is coming in, parking synced with it. And then the one headlight car is coming into the other parking lot and doing a U-turn and driving out for no reason. Like, he could have just turned left on the street. Oh no, he didn't go on the street. Dang, he's parking over here. Okay. So he moved from one parking lot to the other one and is parking over here. He just drove out in a big circle to do it. He didn't need to do that either. Like, he could have just turned there and parked there, but he just drove out in a big pointless circle to do it, so that he could drive out in front of me with his one headlight and swing around so that he makes sure that I see the one headlight. And they just do pointless turns. They'll just do a U-turn on the street next to me instead of going up to the intersection and doing it. They're gonna do it right where I'm sitting or standing or walking. Oh, here goes the one headlight guy again. And a white truck's driving out. And then this other car in the parking lot is taking off after he just parked. The one car that was coming in parking as the one headlight car drove out of the parking lot is now leaving as the one headlight car is leaving. And there is also a white truck. And they are all synchrolated, synced up with each other, linked up, and synced. They're all holding hands, syncing together, and high-fiving each other, synced up. Like, do they sync when I'm not around? When I'm not around, are they syncing with me still? Every time I move, they just gotta walk around the room, even though I'm not there looking at them. They just gotta walk around the room of their own house while I'm moving around in my house. Or they're just on a machine and they just have to sync every time. Like, what is it? Like, why do you guys sink so bad? Why you gotta drive out with a one headlight car and sink on me? Why do you gotta drive out with multiple one headlight cars at multiple intersections per day and sink on me? Like, there was one night I was out doing deliveries, and it was just 100 one headlighters. like even on like one delivery, like I would go out and do one delivery, and I'll just see 21 headlighters on the way there. like just 20 people happen to be on all the same streets that I'm on, going the opposite way at intersections. They just happen to be there at the intersection. Just a coincidence. Just a coincidence that 101 headlight cars happen to be at the intersection with me. Just a coincidence. Somewhere right now there's a guy putting on a red shirt, getting ready to walk out, red shirted up. I'll walk out with a red shirt just to walk out with a red shirt. Somewhere right now that is happening. Somewhere right now that's happening. For real. In the world. Somebody is putting on a red shirt just so they can walk by and sink on me with a red shirt on. There they go sinking out there. They're sinking with the white cars. There they go sinking out there with the white cars. They're sinking. Come on and synchronate, guys. Come on and synchronate, guys. Come on. synchronizers are on pause again. It's on pause mode. And they're gonna synchronize. They're gonna synchronize something. They're gonna synchronize an orchestrated thing. Fakely in their fake synchronizer spy cars. Being fake spy synchronizer cards. Gaslighting and manipulating. Being sinker douches. Like, I sinker back at him, you know? Like, I just do stupid things back to him. And just sinker at him. And make loud slamming noises at him, like they do to me. But even that, I'm just like I do it to show them how stupid they are, but then I feel stupid doing it. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, I'm literally just feeling like an idiot out here doing this stupid thing to you. Why don't you feel like an idiot? You're stupid idiots. You think you're funny, but you're a stupid idiot. You're acting like a stupid idiot. Oh, is this guy getting in a synchromobile? Is he gonna sink me with his synchromobile? Yeah. We're about to find out. I'm about to find out if he sinks me or not. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? He's synchronizing with a white car. He drove off synchronized, and then there's another white car pulling out. They're doing their synchronizers. And there's another truck going around the corner synchronizing with the white car taking off. That was probably another synchronizer truck. And then the white car is going to take out onto the street and synchronize again, I bet. And he's synchronizing. And then this other car that he synchronized with is pulling into the parking lot. And then right as he points his headlights at me, there's another truck coming around the corner. And then it's synchronizing with another car. They just keep synchronizing cars with other cars. They just keep syncing at me with their cars. And they just keep syncing at me with their cars. And they just keep syncing at me with their cars. And they just keep syncing at me with their cars. And there are people walking around. And the dog walking people. And the bicycle people. And the motorcycle people. And the garbage truck people. And the airplane people. And the helicopter people. And the drone people. There's the guy in a room at a computer with a drone just staring at me with it. You're just gonna sit at a computer and stare at me. You're just gonna follow me around and stare at me, and then when I look at you, you're gonna move the drone to the left a little bit. Like, you're gonna sit there with your drone and stare at me with it. Like a drone head, sink head, synced out. Now the sinker show paused again, and now they're gonna start it up again. And I bet, is this truck gonna sink? Nope, he didn't sink. Oh, he's turning this way. Is he gonna sink over this way? Oh, he synced. He synced. He synced with another car. Perfectly synced. And then it synced with another car. Perfectly synced. So they were definitely syncing, because all these cars are perfectly syncing with the other cars that just perfectly synced. Like, they are synchronating things, synchronated as a synchronate. People walking out now, they're probably gonna synchronate. One of them has a red shirt, so I bet they're gonna synchronate. They're probably coming out at a certain time just to sync on me on my window. This car is just gonna take off. Is it gonna synchronate with another car as it takes off? Yeah, I think it's synchronating with this other car as it's taking off. There's like 4 people that walked out and got in the car. I don't know if they're all synchronators or just the guy driving the car is the synchronator. But they're just all coming out to synchronate. I don't know. I don't know how many of these people are just coming out here just to sync on me, and what else they're doing out there. I don't know if they just drive out just to synchronate, or it's just on the way to somewhere. I'm sure there's people that just drive out with the only thing that they're going out there to do is just to synchronate, though. I bet there's people that do that. They just drive around in circles around my apartment and synchronate. They just come back with the same sinker car over and over. I bet there's people that do that. They just synchronate for a living. It's just their job. Their full-time job. Most people, it's their part-time job, but some people, they just do it full-time. They just synchronate all day. They just drive around in circles synchronating. It's probably somebody's full-time job. Well, I think they just synced by me, and then that white car was syncing with the car that drove by me, and they're gonna sync again. We'll sink some sinkers again. This car just drove right by my apartment building. There's a white car driving out on the street. This is the sinker things they do. I mean, a sinker. They got a sinker. They got a sinker. I don't know if I want to go record them outside, maybe. But I know if I go outside, they're going to sink her. They just got to sink her. They just got to do it. They just got to do it. My God. Why do you got to sinker? You can't take any days off. You just gotta do it all the time. They can never just take a day off ever. They just gotta sinker. This car was flashing its lights in the parking lot. It's flashing them 100 times again. They'll just hit their lock button over and over again. Yep, they're sinking out there. This car just drove through the parking lot and back out, I think. And then this other car is hitting its lights. They're all just flashing their lights out there, hitting their lock buttons. And this car, he's hitting his lock button 100 times. What the fuck? All these people are hitting their lock buttons out there. Oh, that might have been a remote start because it just turned on now. That was probably a remote start, but it was probably a sinker doing it to sink them. One time I walked by a car, like there was barely anything out there because it was all icy and cold outside. And it was like really cold outside, and I just walked around my building just to see how many sinkers I would see. And I just walked by this car that's parked on the side of the street, and it just turns on all of a sudden with the remote start. There's nobody outside. So they're just sitting inside the building watching out the window. You're just gonna turn on your car right as I walk by it. These two cars are taking off perfectly sinkered. These two cars are taking off at the same exact time as each other. There's a car honking right as he gets to the street in his white SUV. And it was honking again, I guess, when he drove by this other sinker car that's in the parking lot. Maybe that was the sinker of the sinker horn. And then my refrigerator turns off, synced up with the cars going around the corners of the buildings. You just sync up my refrigerator with things and with me. They just gotta sync something. They just gotta sync everything. They're gonna figure out a way to synchronate everything. They gotta synchronate all the trees. Just everything. There's the white truck driving out of the parking lot. Oh, he didn't sinker though. I think he was sinkering before though. Now he's not sinkering. They just leave you hanging, you know? They're just like, nope, he's not gonna sinker this time. They're gonna leave you guessing where the next sinker is gonna come from. Leave you in suspense, leave you hanging, and they're gonna come back in a sinker. They're gonna sink it up synced. Here come the weirdos. Here they come walking out, I bet. They're gonna come out and be weirdos. They're gonna come out and be weirdos. They're gonna do weird things weirdly, like weirdos, being weird, in their weird game that they're all playing. Whatever you want to call it. Their weird terrorism tactics. You're gonna come out and be weird, I bet. There it goes, syncing up with the white truck. He just turned on a car synced up with a white truck coming around a corner. He was syncing. He was syncing the things again with the other things outside of my apartment window, from the angle of my apartment window at the corners of the buildings, looking at the buildings from the angle of my apartment. They're syncing cars. Here comes a one headlight car. Here comes a one headlight white car. And his truck's lights turn off. Was that synced up with the one headlight white car? It was a little late. I don't know if that was a late syncer, but sometimes they're a little late. But they're usually perfectly spotless, flawless syncers. There we go, syncing with these two cars. He's pulling out of the parking lot. There's another car is driving up. Same time. The exact same time. And then he's taking out on the street, and the other car in the parking lot is turning on. And those two people walked out together, syncered up. And the truck's gonna pull off out of the parking lot, syncered up with the Domino's car, with the white car. And then he's gonna drive out of the parking lot. Is he gonna syncer out of the parking lot too, or are they not gonna do it there? The suspense. I think he's syncering. They're syncering. There goes the guy walking out of the building. I don't know if that was a red truck, but if it was, then it was the red and the blue, because that's a blue truck. And I did the red and the blue there. I wasn't really looking at the color of the truck. But they were syncing though with that truck. Whatever color it was a syncer truck. And then that guy walking out was syncing out of the building. And then he's just driving off in a car, and he's gonna sync up again right now. Nope. Nope. He did not sync up with other cars, but I think he was syncing up with the clown machine outside of my window. They just gotta sync him up with something. They gotta sync him up with a air conditioner machine thing outside of my window that always turns on and off, and it turns on and off syncered. And there it goes syncing again with another car. It just did it again. It just did it perfectly syncered 2 times. It always does it every day. It's always doing it. And it sounds like it's broken or something. Like it's just always turning on and off. Whatever it's supposed to be is just always turning on and off. I don't think it's supposed to do that. I think it's a clown machine made by gang stalker weirdos. And it's not even anything attached to anything. It's just a machine that turns on and off and makes a noise. Just to annoy me. I think that's what it is. And they come up here. I think it's just a clown machine. I really did. You know, it just turned on syncered again. Like just keeps doing it syncered. Just keeps turning on and off, constantly turning on and off. And then it will turn on or off as cars drive around corners. Or it'll turn on or off like when I'm doing something or going from one thing to another thing or whatever. It's just so stupid. Everything about it is just so stupid. It's just... Which is why it's genius. It's genius. It's geniusly stupid. How stupid it is. It's genius. Alright, sync up out there, guys. Come on. Just sitting around. They're all just syncing with each other around the corner somewhere. They're all just doing things perfectly synced over there somewhere. They're not over here syncing. Like, do they gotta, like... Like, if it's just a family of syncers, are they all just syncing with each other when they're at home? And I'm not anywhere around. Are they just, like... The mom opens the fridge, and then the dad walks in the door at the same time. Like, they just all gotta sync up with everything all the time, at all times. What's up with the syncer gang? Why do they got a syncer? Alright guys, sync up out there. Get your sync show ready. I'll be back in a second. Don't sync yet. But sync right when I come back to the window. Sync then. When I come back to the window, do a sync instantly. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. You never know, like sometimes instantly when I walk up to the window, they're doing a sync instantly. Like sometimes if I'm just standing on the other side of the room and then I'll go walk by the window, they'll have a sync set up to pop off right when I walk by the window. There'll just be a white car in the parking lot pulling out at that moment, and then 5 other cars driving out with it synced. And they're all gonna sync, perfectly synced, with me walking up to a window. They do that a lot. It's crazy how, how mapped out it is. It's just crazy. So set up a sync right when I come to the window, guys. You know the approximate time it takes, how many steps it takes for me to walk to the window from over there. So I'm going to walk from over there and then just set up the syncer show for that moment. Alright? Just do it, okay? I'm not even recording out of the window, so just do it out the window so I can talk about it. like I could just be making it all up, so like what does it even matter? Just do it out the window right when I get to the window. Just do it. Alright, I'll be back. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. But here comes the white car now, though. Well, he didn't sink with anything. They didn't do it. Even though they could have did it. You know? If I go outside, I'm gonna see a white SUV instantly, so they could have did it. But they just didn't do it. So now I wait, and they're gonna do it, but just not right when I walk up to the window. I don't know. They just didn't want to do it at that moment. They just didn't feel like it. Well, this Jeep just drove by me. And then he's syncing up with this car. I think it's a white truck. And then they're syncing up with this car. This white Domino's car. They all just synced up, those three cars. They were syncing up. They were syncing up. They were syncing. And that one car drove right by my apartment. So, you know, it wasn't instantly after I looked out my window, but it was pretty soon after I looked out my window and seen synchronators. Alright, I'll probably go outside and record the synchronators in a minute. So they go synchronating. They just park her car, and then right as this truck's driving by it, he's honking the lock button on the car. And right as the truck drives in front of the car from my perspective, and he has a red shirt, the guy that got out of the car. He's honking the horn right as the truck drives in front of the car from my perspective. And that was the synchronator show for that show. And then they're going to be back with another synchronator show. They're going to synchronate on me with their synchronators. I'll probably go out and record this syncs. I'll record them syncing again. I'll catch them syncing on camera again. And then people are still gonna say that I didn't catch anything on camera. Like, I don't even know, like, who's not a sinkerhead? Who's not a sinkerhead, dude? Like, really, who is not a sinkerhead? Synced out on the sinkers. It's really gross. You're just gonna look me in my face and say that I didn't catch anything on camera. And you know that and you know, like, you're a sinkerhead, so you know. You're just gonna look at me like I'm stupid. You're making honking noises? What is this? Oh, look at this. Sounds like a car alarm. I don't think they're sinking. This is way in the distance. They do things in the distance too, though. Like today, I was just crossing the street and this car is honking way down the street, but just like laying on their horn right as I'm crossing the street. Like he was like a block away or something. Like on the same street that I'm on. Alright, sinkerheads, I'll be back. I'll be outside recording y'all sinking around later. So come out with your white trucks. Get your white trucks all gassed up. We'll be out walking around later. Get ready, I'm gonna come walk around outside. Just walking around on the sidewalk. I'm just gonna go walk on a sidewalk. So get ready. Go gas up your white trucks. 100 of them. And send them out and synchronate with them on me. There's a guy on a bike. He didn't sinker. Nice. Just a regular guy on a bike. Just a regular guy who's not a sinkerhead. That's always a nice thing to see. For real. Like, that's always a good sight when I see a guy ride by on a bike and he doesn't sinker it like a sinkerhead. You know, but then if I go ride on a bike, I'm just gonna be coming up the intersections, and there's gonna be a white car right there at the intersections. There's just gonna be a white car pulling up, driving out in front of me at the intersection. I'll just be walking up the sidewalk, and I'm walking up to the corner, like about to step out on the street, and this white car will just pull up in front of me, like pull out in front of me, and just blow through the crosswalk, like just drive out in front of me, you know, get in my way with their white car. They'll just do things like that all the time, just drive out of my way. Or I'm crossing the street in front of them and then they act like they're gonna run me over. Or just like, they're just assholes. They're sinker asshole cars. But yeah, go gas up your white trucks. I'll be out in a minute.